and today's topic is a simple topic that is going to take 8 minutes maximum. Of late, I've been having this conversation with a few people, my friends, family, pastor, and some psychologist. And I asked them,
You can push me, you can test me, you can drag my name through stone. I've been shattered, I've been empty, I survived it all alone. You shattered, I've been empty, I survived it all alone. You can't hate me, you can't blame me, you can try to break my bones, you can burn my name in ashes, but you'll never take my
into a room and everybody goes silent and is waiting for them to say something because there's always something to say, and whatever they tend to say tends to be something worth listening. And the people, when they start talking, people assume they're even a part of the conversation. So I sat with a few people and we realized that there's a difference between a man being a man and a boy. Majority of those people get assumed in a certain group. They tend to exhibit the same behavior. They are unreliable. They are the big man child in the entire friend group. So there are a few things I got to realize. For people to actually treat you according to how you treat yourself, there are a few traits that you have to have. They might not be the best at traits, but they tend to actually literally get you respected most of the times. Trait number one is knowing your boundaries, knowing when to say no, knowing when to say yes, what is acceptable to you and what is not acceptable to you. Majority of us are busy accepting what other people say of them. For example, if you think of me as an idiot, I'll be your idiot. And the reason you think of me as an idiot is because technically I behave like an idiot, which is true. Most of us tend to behave like idiots, and that's life. I understand. We all make our own decisions at the end of the day. Okay, on the same point, learn to say no when it's a no and learn to say yes when it's a yes. Meaning, if somebody disrespects you, walk away. Remember, you owe nobody explanations in this world. And that's the point. Majority of us are busy explaining to other people about what we want to do or what you're supposed to be doing rather than doing what you're supposed to be doing. So most young men are busy telling people, okay, I know this will work for me, just give me time. That's not your job to explain to them. If they don't give you time, they will never give you time. So allow yourself to explore your own desires, your own mentality, your own dreams. Chase them, brother. Zifuate, kimbisha hizo dreams zako mbio, and let nobody tell you what to think, because technically I don't think we are all born foolish. We are not born foolish. We make ourselves behave and act like fools because we allow it ourselves. So the best thing I would request all of us to do is behave like somebody you're proud of. I know majority of us have been called words when we were young. We have been called names. Sio ni kweli, mbona tudanganye? But that doesn't define who you really are. Moving on. The therapist told me something. Majority of the people who actually feel insecure have zero respect for themselves. Young men, learn to respect yourselves. They imagine, like, if you don't respect yourself, how will you tell people? How do we even have that conversation with other people and tell them, oh, I prefer being respected this way, I prefer being respected that way. If you touch this, you'll be going way too far. If you do this, you'll be breaking my boundaries, you'll be crossing my boundaries. Now, young men, we need to establish our self-worth first. Because in this modern era, men have been treated like, it's like we don't have self-worth. Like, if you say your own piece, it will be met by your being toxic, right? If you say, I cannot stand for this, I cannot stand for that, it's seen as being controlling. I'd rather be called controlling. I would rather be called toxic when I'm saying this is disrespectful to me. And I admire when people are respectful. because that tells me what you think of me. For example, if you're in a relationship and your girlfriend is disrespectful, even in marriage, she'll still maintain her disrespectfulness. Give her that room. Learn to stick by your rules. Don't change them. Let nobody tell you that you should change your rules for you to be accommodated to this entire world. This world doesn't owe you shit. It owes you nothing. Let me tell you, even your father and your mom, they don't owe you shit. And you don't owe them shit. You can help each other as human beings. You can talk to each other like human beings. But if they disrespect you, if they treat you less than, you have the right to walk away. So that was what I was told by my therapist. Apparently, I'm not in therapy, but he's a friend. We speak. I call him the therapist because he's a therapist. He told me, and he gave me this scenario. I know of a young man who has achievable dreams, but cannot chase his dreams because he's afraid of the people around him. He doesn't know how to say no. He doesn't even know how to respect himself, because if you tell him what constitutes to your boundaries, he doesn't know them because they have always been set by the parents. He has never set any boundaries. So he tells me, if this guy knew how to set boundaries, then he would have actually had an easier and a better life. Number 3, don't make excuses. Learn to not make excuses. When you start doing something, do it. Don't make the excuse. The problem with us, we make the excuse a lot. For example, me, I haven't recorded for the last 2 weeks because I've had an excuse ready to go. And the reason is I made those excuses. It's because actually, remember, I called somebody somewhere and told me something. I was like, nah, I got the owners to agree for me to do this and that in your studio. So I was never told that I have to pay you. I did not. I did not. And I sat down and thought about it. And I sat with my girlfriend and I told her, so this guy is saying I have to pay this. I've spoken to the owners. The owner said I can use it for free as long as I know how to work all the things. I do the editing myself. I don't need anybody to do it for me. And she told me, you record, and trust me, if you do the right thing, then you're going to make it. And pass your information, pass your message any way you can. And she told me, you can sit at home, record it from home. You can go anywhere and record. You just need a camera and a good camera lady, according to her. And I saw what she meant. And that's why I'm doing this right now. And probably this will be the venue that I'll be doing these things from now until further notice. I like the view. I like the lighting. I like how safe it feels, actually. It feels a little bit safe inside here. I feel like I'm being cuddled to some extent, but yeah, you get my point. Take that step. The hardest thing is, okay, what would be the worst thing if I don't do this? What would be the worst thing? The worst thing will be, I don't think there's a, the worst thing is me not recording anything. What's the best thing? Getting my information out there. Think about it. If you keep postponing what you're supposed to be doing, what happens to you? He told me the reason most people tend to step into a place and everybody is able to respect them is one very simple thing. They say what they mean. They take action when they're supposed to take action. They don't hold back. And why? Because they believe they have a better chance to achieve what they're supposed to achieve. Lately, I had a statement that says, only the weak never act. And it was a quote. I've actually posted it on my TikTok page. Since I take animes, I try to make it fun for people to understand life. I take quotes from different places. I merge them with something that is fun, that will allow you to listen to them. And this quote was saying that a rabbit will never kill because it's a rabbit. A young man will never succeed in life if he doesn't allow himself to step out of these shadows and work and push yourself. So I'm pushing myself out here right now because um, in life there are a lot of things you need to actually push yourself out. I'm trying to put myself out there. So we continue. That is number 3. Number 4. A young man, for you to become a boy, for you to stop being a boy and become a man, you have to have the right people around you. And you need to have the right people around you, meaning you have to have people who have actually been where you want to be. If you want to be a millionaire, you cannot be walking around with broke ass niggas. If you want to be a comedian, you don't walk around with rappers. No. You want to be a comedian, you work with comedians. You want to be an entertainer, you work for an entertainer just like you, somebody who is at the level that you want to be in. That person will mentor you. That person will teach you. The person who you can follow and look up to. Because technically in this life, majority of us tend to lack that. Most of the young men tend to lack that. I'll repeat this. I said it on my first video and I will say it again. One of my mentors tells me, the problem with young men, it isn't that they're broke. They do not have the plan. They do not have that person who is willing to actually sit down with them and show them, if you follow this path, you're going to make it. If you don't follow that path, if you follow that path, you're going to fail. Majority of us do not have that person. And it is beginning to trickle down to the next generation. There's a lady on TikTok who said that apparently we're becoming the mistakes of the older generation. I was like, what do you mean when you say we're becoming the mistakes of the older generation? What do you mean when you say we're becoming the mistakes of the older generation? And she said, and she kept on saying, remember, our generation was the mother's generation and the father's generation. They had things that they never wanted exploited. And for us, we're becoming the same as them. For example, if your mom was a drunkard, you find out that the daughter or the son is going to, one of the son or the daughter is going to be a drunkard. We continue the same. It's like a roller coaster, up and down, with different generations. And if you want to be different in life, think differently. You can't tell me if you want to eat meat, you'll go to your farmland and actually cultivate maize and say, I will find meat. No. You'll go hunt. I'm speaking from a traditional perspective. You are allowed to go hunt. A man is meant to go and find himself. Nobody's going to find you as a man. It's you to find yourself. Then when you find yourself, set the rules. Ensure dignity is the one thing that you hold dear to you. If people don't treat you with the same dignity that you treat them, walk away. Number 5, young men learn to walk away from toxic situations. Most young men tend to stick into a relationship where they're being treated as they are. Most young men are treated. You can be in a relationship where you're being treated like an idiot, where they don't see your worth. All they see is what you're not doing for them. And honestly, yes, at times it feels good being needed always. But there are times you get to a point and you're like, no, I don't need this kind of relationship in my life. Understand me, young men? 2, if you're in a place where you're working and the situation there and the atmosphere there is toxic, walk away. Do not say, I'll stick here. You'll stick there for the rest of your life. If your friends are toxic and disrespectful to you, walk away. Learn to walk away. Learn to step away. Learn to show them, I cannot take your bullshit. Even if I love you so much as a wife, even if I love you so much as a girlfriend, even if I love you so much as my mom, even if I love you so much as my dad, if you're toxic to me, I would rather cut you off. The Bible says it clearly. If The left hand makes you sin. Cut it off. So if you're always abusing your father and mother in your head, please walk away. If you're always angry at your girlfriend for making you do things that you don't actually like, walk away. It won't burn you. They'll get angry, but that's them. It's them, not you. I'm not saying that you should not be considerate. Be considerate, my brother. Learn to consider other people's emotion before you walk away. But if you have brought it up and they still treat you the same, walk away, broski. What are you waiting for? Walk away. Acha kupata kama umeenda. So we'll be doing this thing twice a week. This first video every Monday will be about advice, speaking from a perspective of a young man who is trying to find his pathway in life, because I'm also finding my own pathway. So the more we talk, I apply the things that I'm learning, and I'm teaching you the same things that I'm learning, so that we can grow together, we can build together. So as a young man who is finding his path, who is talking to other people to learn more, I will give you my thoughts. So today's show was all about finding the man within the boy. Finding the man within the boy. You have to do all those things. And I will be so happy if you subscribe, share, and comment. May God bless your week. May God be with you, and may God protect all of you. Subscribe, comment, and like. Have a good day.